Hi, my name is Emma. Welcome to my channel. I've been gone for a little while because I had a baby about 2 months ago, and I've been really busy trying to figure that out. But I'm back for now. At least this is my attempt at doing Vlogmas. I have no idea how this is going to go. I've never done Vlogmas before. I have done vlogs before, but yeah, not Vlogmas. I just want to try it, and I kind of want to do something that's maybe a little more casual as I get back into YouTube. If you're new to my channel, I am a mom, but most of my content is hobby related. So just centered around my hobbies like sewing and knitting and painting and like seriously like all things DIY. Hobbies are my life. I actually went to college and I studied sewing and photography and video production as well. But yeah, sewing has always kind of been my thing, kind of my personality. And I did learn how to knit when I was a kid, but in college I learned a lot about fibers specifically and like the importance of choosing natural fibers. And I just have a love for clothing making in general, and I love knitting sweaters essentially. So I do a lot of sewing, and I knit a lot of sweaters. For example, I knit this sweater. I just love it. So yeah, it's kind of my personality, hobbies. Let's see, what else? I also am a pattern maker. That's kind of what I ended up doing after college. Is I started an Etsy shop, and I make sewing patterns mainly, and I've made a couple of knitting patterns. So yeah, if you want to check out my Etsy, I'll have it linked down below. But yeah, kind of my whole thing is making and creating practical clothing. I love sustainability, and so, you know, slow fashion is kind of a big thing for me. I very much enjoy making clothing. I also love thrifting my clothing. Probably like, I would say that 90% of my clothing is thrifted, and 5% of it is made, and 5% of it is bought. So yeah, and I thrift a lot of clothes, and then I will alter those clothes to fit me a little bit better. So yeah, that's my thing. Anyways, so yeah, we're doing Vlogmas. I'm kind of starting a little late because today is December 1st as I am filming this, and ideally I will have this uploaded by tonight, but I truly don't know how that's gonna work. My baby is down for a nap, but you know, babies can be unpredictable. So we'll see how much I can actually film today and how much I can edit. So if you've been following me for a little while, you may have noticed that this video is already probably feeling different than other videos, and that is because I'm trying to avoid editing as much as possible. I'm trying to look for a way. I just assembled this little bottle rack. I'm trying to find a way to do YouTube in a way that is going to be sustainable for me as a now mom. And editing takes a lot of time. And my videos have been very editing heavy in the past because aesthetically that's what I like, and I think it produces really good videos, but that's just not doable for me in this phase of life. So I'm trying to kind of speed up my talking and create videos that don't need so much editing. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let me know what your thoughts are as you're watching the video. But let's pause here for now. So basically, my goal for Vlogmas is just to show you all of the crafty DIY things that I get into during the holiday season, because it is a lot. I love to make my Christmas presents to my loved ones. I just think there's something so special about a gift that is handmade. And I won't be doing as many Christmas gifts this year as I have in other years, just because I don't have the time to, and I did not have the foresight to get started on any of them before before the month of December. So we don't have much time to get all of these DIYs done. But then I also just love creating some crafty things for the holiday season, just for like around our home. So I have some ideas for those, and we'll see what we actually end up doing and getting to. But I would love to just share those with you guys, especially because I feel like a lot of people are trying to get into more hobbies these days, and I am the hobby queen. So yeah, and I think it's just nice to get some inspiration, especially like we're about to head into like winter break season, where a lot of the times you have a lot more time, and you want to do something to wind down after school or something like that. So hopefully some of this can inspire you. If you have been following along with my videos, you would know that a long time ago I started a sweater for my husband. I've never made a sweater for anyone other than myself and my daughter, who is a baby, so it's a lot easier to make sweaters for her. Other than myself and her, I haven't made sweaters for anyone else, and that is because sweaters take a very long time, and not everyone is always sweater knit worthy, meaning that like they may not wear it or take care of it, and so it's not always worth the time and energy put towards knitting one for somebody. But I would love to make one for my husband because he really deserves it. So yeah, I started making one for him a long time ago. I got pregnant and stopped making it for him because I was sick all the time and I just literally couldn't even think about knitting. And then I just never picked it back up. But every now and then he casually reminds me that I started a sweater for him and he doesn't have it yet. So my goal is to finish it for him for Christmas. It was supposed to be a birthday present, but you know, this is the sweater in question, or it's a piece of it. Basically, I got a knitting machine a year ago, and I have yet to actually finish a knitting project on it. But when I was considering making him a sweater, I was like, oh, genius, I will just make one on the knitting machine, and it's going to be so much faster, it's going to be so much easier. So I chose a cable knit pattern, and actually this is not a pattern, I'm just kind of coming up with it on my own. I have like some inspiration that I'm trying to follow. So yeah, it's a really pretty like gray blue. I just made the front piece, and it took me multiple days and multiple hours, and possibly was faster and easier than knitting. Well, actually, I don't know about easier, because I was sat down glued to the knitting machine for hours for like 2 days. So yeah, but it turned out really good. And I think it was just difficult because I wanted it to be perfect, and I chose a cable pattern which takes a lot of attention to detail. So yeah, so it wasn't easy, and then I was tired and pregnant and nauseous, so I gave up. But this is the front piece. I recently blocked it and it looks great. It looks actually stunning, and I love the way the fabric is draping. Like it just looks really nice. But now I need to make the back and the sleeves and like assemble it all together, which is difficult. I also would really love for this to be kind of like a surprise. Like obviously he already knows I'm making a sweater for him, but how cool would it be if I could surprise him with a finished sweater for Christmas? I don't know if that can actually happen. So currently he's at school today, but he only goes to school twice a week and he only has 2 weeks left. So essentially I only have 4 more days like where he's not here that I can work on it without him seeing. There's also like other times where he's working or doing other things that will make him a little bit busier. So maybe he won't be paying attention if I'm working on it. But I also have a baby now. And so it's just, I don't know if it's going to actually happen, but we'll see. Also, I'm debating on, I do feel like I need to at least knit the back on the knitting machine, just because the knitting machine creates just like such a perfect knit. So I think I need to at least make the back on the knitting machine so that the front and the back are very identical to each other, but potentially I could knit the sleeves not on the knitting machine. Of course, I don't know if that would necessarily be faster, but it might be easier to do it in secret, because the knitting machine is very loud. So if he's here, he will absolutely hear it and know that what I'm working on. So anyways, part of me is like, maybe I should knit the back not in cable, but that will just, I feel like it will just look so cheap and actually like not homemade, and it is handmade, and so it should look nice. Anyways, there's the debate. I am going to get the knitting machine out in a little bit after kind of considering my options a little more. My baby is awake, which isn't great because it's going to make it difficult to get some knitting done, but yeah. I am going to get started on the back. I think I've decided I just have to do the cables. So even if the back took me all 4 of the days that my husband is at school, I think that would be okay, and then I could finish the sleeves and all of the other finishings by hand and maybe have it done by Christmas. But we shall see. So yeah, I'm gonna get the knitting machine out in a little bit and I'll show you guys some of that. Hi, so I have the knitting machine all set up now. Sorry for the weird lighting. The sun is like gone and it's been so gloomy today, as you can probably tell. So yeah, anyways, I have the machine all set up now, and it's just time to get started on the back. I only have like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours before my husband gets home, so I don't imagine that we're gonna get very far today. And now I'm like, honestly, like the best chance of me actually finishing his sweater in time for Christmas is for it to just not be a surprise. And for him to just like see it all out and just like keep it out while I'm working on it. I think that's just gonna have to be what it is. So he'll get a surprise today when he comes home because he will see it when he gets home. But otherwise, yeah, it's not really going to be a surprise. And hopefully I can actually finish it in time for Christmas. And like, I think it's going to just have to be this way because I have other knitting projects that I need to do for other Christmas projects, not on the knitting machine by hand, but like I just need to make the most out of my time. But his sweater takes priority for me, so I'm just gonna work on it as much as I can over the next few days, and I'm gonna show you guys that. So let me do a little bit on it right now, and then I'll see how far I get and I'll give you guys an update. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. It's a little bit later and I have been working away at the sweater. I haven't gotten incredibly far. Let me see if I can show you. That's what it's looking like. So let's see, I'm at 16 rows so far, which isn't the worst, but not the best either. It's definitely slower with a baby in tow, just because she's, you know, like right now she just wants to be held, but that's okay. And I've accepted the fact that it's not going to be a surprise and that the knitting machine is just gonna have to sit here for a little while, but that is okay. And yeah, vlogging for Vlogmas will be a fun way to show progress every day, and we'll see how many days longer it takes me. But yeah, it's looking good so far, and I'm getting in the groove of it again, which is really nice. So yeah, I think I am going to end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and like this video if you want to see the next couple of vlogs. Again, I don't really know what it's going to look like exactly, Vlogmas. I am a mom now, so I do get around to a lot of different sort of crafty things, but I might not always get around to editing it. So join me for the next little bit and we'll see how far I get along in this. But thanks guys, see you tomorrow or in a couple days, we'll see. Bye.